Hello everyone and welcome back. This is video 53. In the last video, um, I changed this title for the metrics. This is the Nginx metric. I just say Nginx activity instead of Nginx transactions per second. Transactions per second is the y-axis title, so I felt like it shouldn't be here twice. So I just changed this to say activity. And then on the Nginx by status code metric, uh, I moved the bytecodes to below the supercall, and this is so that I can change the bytecodes and it doesn't change the internal name of this metric. And so this means that when I add or subtract or reorder these codes, it's not going to reset the entire graph. The rule is that if it's a value that does not change how the poll works, then it should be set below the super. But if it does affect the way that the poll collects data, then it should go above. Because if it goes above, then that means that when you change it, it changes the internal name, because the internal name gets calculated at this super call. So if it happens after the super call, it does not change the internal name. If it happens before the super call, then it does change the internal name. And when the internal name is changed, that means that all the history is reset, essentially. And so this bytecodes it only affects the way that the data is shown. It only affects the actual graph. It decides what traces get put in or does not get put in, and so it has no effect on the data. So that it should go below. And so that's the change I made. And then also I added this result to matrix. This is to the by status code metric, and it's just loops over each bytecode, and then it adds it to the column and then returns the column. This result to matrix is necessary for every single metric that has multiple traces. If there's only one trace, like for instance this percent one that I did also, this only has one trace, it only has one value. And so because there's only one value, we don't need to do a result to matrix. But this one is this bytecodes one. It has multiple traces. Like this is a trace, this is a trace. Each one of these is a trace. And so we have to return a list of columns representing each trace. And so that's why we loop here. And then also I added this self.unit. I never finished this. I'm going to finish it today. But this allows you to, through the constructor, you say unit equals, by default, it's TPS. This is transactions per second. But we also have transaction per minute and then percent. And so in this result to matrix, we basically convert the value from, because it gets set to transaction per second. Right here, this line here, it sets it to transactions per second. It divides it by the interval seconds. And then just down here, we're going to convert it to minutes by, we have it divided by 1 over 60, which means multiplied by 60. And then here, percent, we divide it by percent, which is, in this case, going to be the everything, the sum of all the values for that result. And so if you divide it by that, it'll give you the percent. But I never finished this. So today I'm going to finish it and test it and hopefully get it working. And then also I added unique IP, which essentially does, creates the interval, it filters by interval, and then we loop over each line and we add the IP address to this set that we generated. And a set is just, it's like a list, but it doesn't allow duplicates. So if I add an item twice, it only adds it once. And so you always have a list of unique items. And so then we take the lengths of the set divided by the length of the lines, and then that multiply that by 100, and that gives us the percent. And so in this video, I'm going to continue working on, I'm going to finish this. So the first thing, I have to set unit as a attribute. And this is going to happen below the super call because this TPS, this unit attribute, does not affect the poll. So this is the poll up here. This has no effect on that TPS value. So there's no reason why it should reset the entire graph when I change it. So I set it below the supercall. It only comes into play when in the result2 matrix, which is called at the time that you generate a graph. And also, I'm going to move this code up to the top because it doesn't need to be inside the loop. And also, this has to be inside of this right here, because percent only needs to happen if the unit is percent. Like if the unit is TPM, then we don't need to do this line of code. So, and then also, instead of divided by 1/60, I'm just going to make this be a lambda. X times 60. And then instead of divide by adjust, I'm just going to call adjust. So adjust is going to be this lambda. Divided by percent. So this means I can have, instead of divided by 1/60, which is kind of confusing, it's now, the operator is now part of this adjust variable. And it's just calling the result. And I think that's it for that. Now I'll test it. Okay, yeah, so we need to have a default adjust. So by default, if unit is not either TPM or percent, then we use this value, which is just essentially transactions per second. And so it's already in transactions per second, so we don't need to do anything. So this is just a lambda that does nothing. It just takes an X and returns an X, and so that'll just do nothing here. And there it is. Now let's view this in the graph. And restart the server. There it is by status code, and we want to test this unit. So another thing, this is per second. We want this to be, show the correct one, so I'm just going to make this be a property. Just say per minute, per second. Actually, this should just be percent. I'll just return this. TPS, return. If it's TPS, return by transactions per second. If it's TPM, transactions per minute, and then we don't need this here. Okay, whenever you have a return, you don't need to do else if or any else, because it just returns and there's the bottom part won't. It's kind of implied that it's else if. So now we'll try this. Transactions per second. Now I go and I change it to TPM. Wrong one. Now it's per minute. And so it's multiplied by 60. Before it was less than 1, now it's greater than 1 for some of them. So there was 1.8 transactions per minute, that was 403. 1.6 transactions per minute, that was 200, and so forth. And these are the traces. So I can also go and I can like remove 401 if I want to. And then it'll remove 401 from here. There it is. And as you can see, it's not hasn't reset the graph. It's still, the graph is still here, the data is still here. And this, and the next one I want to change is percent. I forgot to multiply by 100. For, where is it? Yeah, times 100. 100 times x divided by percent. And this is, should call this total. There it is. This is 42%, 403, 38%, 200, 4.7%, 404. And these are just flat, they're not changing. And that's because this log file is not changing. It's just, it hasn't changed. It's still from January 31st, which was a couple days ago. So that's why it's not moving. And the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to make a small change to this, this filter by interval. So right now it's only, so it's starting at the top, or rather the bottom. It's starting at the bottom, the very last line, and it's going upwards until we find a point where it's older than 5 minutes, or it's older than the interval. And then once it finds one that's older than the interval, it breaks. But we also want, there is a situation where, so what happens is when we do the, this is when we do the make tick. We do the, we create the tick and we give it time zone now for the date, and then it does all this, and then we get to this for loop, and it loops over every single, this loop here is happening for every single metric that's installed. And so in this case, we only have 3 of them up here, but there's like, 10 other ones. And if these weren't commented out, what would happen is, since this one's at the very bottom, what would end up happening is it loops over each one, and then after 10 loops or 15 loops or whatever, it gets to the bottom one, and then it calls the poll. But the amount of time that elapsed between when this happens, this time zone now, and the metric poll of the last one, maybe 10 seconds goes by, or 12 seconds or something. And so what, in that 12 seconds, in that 10 seconds, there may have been lines in this log that got created. And so when we do this loop, we don't want to count those lines. We only want to count those lines if they are older than now. And in this case, now is coming from the tick. This is only for testing, this right here. But when you're actually normally doing this, the now comes from the tick date. And so because of that loop, when we actually do this, tick date might be 10 seconds in the past. And so there may be lines in the log that are newer than tick date. And so we don't want to count those because those are going to happen, those are going to get counted for the next iteration. So we also want to ignore any line if dt, which is the date time of the line, is greater than now. We want to continue. And so this means that we're not going to count, we're just going to skip any lines that are newer than, this should just be called start instead of now. I'm just going to call it that because it's not really ever going to be now. And that's all. That's going to be it for this video. In the next video, I'm going to actually test out that line I just wrote. This right here. So I'm going to go back to this function that I wrote, like 2 months ago, where it just loops. It makes test ticks, so it'll loop. We'll give it a start a go. And so what I'm going to do is I'm going to start a go is going to be essentially the beginning of this log, which is January 27th. I'm going to generate a tick starting at January 27th and make one every 5 minutes all the way down to January 31st. And then I'm going to then I'm going to basically run this for that, and then I'm going to run this, make poll results, and I'm going to do that for this Nginx metric. And so it's actually going to parse out the entire log file, and it'll give me data for the entire log file. And mostly I just want to see what that data looks like. But one small change has to be made. So this result is just random. I want it to just actually do metric.poll instead of random. And so then it'll actually do it. But I'll do that in the next video. So now I'm going to commit. And I will see you next video.